Okay, we're going to go ahead and start out the algorithm for the square root of 10 in case you're still having problems with this algorithm. So let's go through it. Remember, our first step is to find the largest perfect square that's less than the number we're looking for. Okay, and that would be 9. And we know our answer is going to be 3 point something. So we'll just go ahead and write there. Okay, after we complete this first step, remember we subtract. Then we bring down 2 zeros to complete it. We always come in 2 zero pairs there. And then we're going to go ahead and make our work shelf. We're going to take this answer, whatever it is, we're going to double it, leaving room for a number. So there's our 6. And we're going to estimate how many 60 somethings go into 100. Well, there's one of them. So our algorithm says take that number times the number on my work shelf and then subtract that. We get 39. We add 2 zeros, and then we go ahead and make our work shelf. We take the answer, leaving room for a number. We double the answer, and that's be 62. And the estimate now is how many 620 somethings go in there, and I'm going to estimate 6 of them. Then we take the 6 times the 6, 36, 15, 37. And then we go ahead and we subtract 44. Our goal here is to try to do as little as possible, working on our mental math skills. 1, and then bring the zeros down. Make our work shelf and continue. We'll do one more and then we're going to move on to the next number. Okay, so I'm going to take 6 and double it. That's 12. 2 plus the 1 carry, and then 6. And we're going to estimate that 6,300 something, 2 of those will go into our number. And it's 4, 4, 6, 2, 1, 56. And then remember we borrowed. And let's do this last one. And it'll be our last one here. We're going to double our 2, leaving room for a number that's 4, 2, 3, 6. And I think this one here will be a 2. And we'll check it. And so far so good. Let's see, that'd be 4, 8, and 4, 6, 2, and 1. And we see that'll work out. Okay, so we're going to stop here now. Okay, what I'm going to do is kind of just come here with the calculator now and check to see if we're doing it correctly. So I'm going to put square root of 10, and I see I'm on the right track. So I want to find the square root of the square root of 10, which now I know is 3.162277766. And I want to get that number. So let's go ahead now. And I took the liberty to make a page here set up for it. Now I'm going to show you how to take the square root of a number where we kind of have more digits there, not just the 2 zeros all the time. We've been doing numbers between 1 and 100, but now I'll show you the algorithm how we continue on a number that would be decimal. We're going to work very similar, but not quite exactly the same. So the first step is the same. We find the largest perfect square, which is 1 that's less than 3. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to subtract, and then I'm going to have 2. And then the algorithm works like this. We still have 2 numbers. We bring down the next 2 numbers. So I'm going to bring down to 1 and the 6. And then I'll still double my answer, leaving room for a digit, okay? So that's what I've gotten so far. And let's take a look at what we can do. I'm going to suspect that we're going to have, let's see, 9 times 2 would be 18, but 18 plus 8 would be 26. So I noticed that 8 would be 16 plus a carry of 64 with the 6 would be 2. So I think 7 would be the right number here. Okay. Everybody, I want you to take a quick look at that and see if you agree before I move on. And so let's go ahead and multiply 7 times 7. That's 49. Remember the 4. And now I'm going to subtract. Okay, now I've got a little bit more work to do here because I don't always have those zeros. So my memory of remembering change from a dollar isn't going to help me. I got to do all my borrowing skills now. And so I should have a 2 here. And then I'm going to bring down the next two numbers, which now are 22. And then I'm going to make my work shelf. And I'm going to double 17. So 4 and 3. So I'm estimating how many 340 somethings go into 2700. I know it would be 8, but 8, the carry would be too big. So I'm going to suspect that this is going to be a 7. Okay, 7 times 7, 49, 32, 24. And I'm just reading the numbers that are putting into my head. 3, I borrowed 1, so that'd be 9, and that would be 2, and 0. Oh, I'm so used to the 0, 0. Remember, it's 7, because those are the next two numbers. See, I caught myself on the video. So you might make that same mistake, and then you're just going to have to go ahead and think about it, because there's numbers there now. And it's okay that I made that mistake on the video. Nothing's perfect in life, as long as you can catch your mistakes as you make them. So we're doubling this, and that would be double, and that would be 3. So let's just double check that. 7 times 2 is 14, carry 1, 15, carry 1, and that would be a 3. Okay, so let's see what we want for the next number. 3 goes into 29 9 times, but I think 8 would be more reasonable because the carry would give me a 28, so I'm going to go with 28. So 8 times 8, 64. 6 plus 2, 8. 3 plus 0, 3. And 4 plus 24 is 28. Let me subtract. And I made that mistake last time. I'm not going to make it again. So it's 3. I didn't borrow anything, but now I'm going to remember. That's a 9 there, 9 there. I borrowed from that one, so then I'm going to bring 66 down. And let's double this one. And we would get 6. 14 plus 1. 14 plus 1. 2 plus 1. And this is a 5-digit number into a 5-digit number. I would expect to put maybe 2 or 3. 2 is going to be the reasonable answer here. 2 and 4. And then to be 12. 1 to carry. 1 to carry. And 1 to carry. 7. And we would have a 2 here. A 4 here. 2. 8 and 2. Now, at this point in time, we could put 2 zeros here, but we would be better off if we had a bit, so our degree of accuracy here now is limited because we don't know what the next numbers are past the 6, 6. So we'll stop here because this is the degree of accuracy I have. And so now if we're going to look at what this answer represents, this would be, for example, 10 to the 1/2 is equal to 3.162277766. So this is the square root of that, or another way would be to think of it as 10 to the 1/2 raised to the 1/2, and that's equal to 10. Remember, we multiply our exponents when we raise a power to a power. So this would be 10 to the 1/4. And so that represents the square root of the square root is going to be approximately equal, and we should use approximates here, 1.7782. Our last step, as you know, is to check it in a calculator. Okay, so let's go do it here. Let's do it, and if we need to take it further, we'll grab this number from our calculator for the next step once we check our work. So let's take the number 10 and raise it to the 1/4 power. And we notice we get 177827941. So if we're going to take the square root of the square root of the square root, we would be better off to use our calculator number. Okay, so we practiced our skills here, excuse me, and we're ready to do some lessons with logs down the road. Okay, bye-bye.